Hey. Yeah, internet cut out. I don't know why. Thanks to the resub, Travi. Thank you, Hyper Mormon. Yeah. We'll drain the ocean. Fucking Atlanteans attack the ISP. Thanks to the resub, Grandmaster Blazers. And Lithic Draco. Thanks to the bits quality. I see what you're saying, Omni. That makes sense then. Why I hate the sunfish. Didn't we watch that? Maybe not. Yeah, I don't know, Philly.
So, someone in a group asked me to tell them why I hate the ocean sunfish so much. And apparently it was too mean and was deleted. To perpetuate the truth and stand up for ethical journalism, I'm posting it here. Rated NC 17 for language. Disclaimer: I care about marine life more than I care about anything else. For real. Except this big dumb idiot. And it's not like an ironic thing. I mean, it is hilarious to me, and they are the biggest joke player.
Why'd you recommend this?
But I seriously fucking hate them. The mola fish, or ocean sunfish. They are the world's largest bony fish, weighing up to...
Okay, it's like full facts. I'm assuming it's a dumb fish. Yeah, we watched Real Life Lore when we were doing the ranking the countries at the thing they're best at, or whatever. I'm sorry to hear that, Sierra. So your mom 100% believes Atlantis is real? You should encourage that. Kind of like goad her into it. See how far she'll go. Maybe she'll go on like an Atlantis expedition hunt or something cool. Thanks to the resub Pigeon and the gift sub Dance. Favorite Ratchet and Clank game? Probably up your arsenal. I don't know. I don't even know what dinosaur that is, trees. Thanks to the tier 1 Twisted FGC and resub Loud Pack. Is that the Street Beefs? What is that? Sounds like a Street Beefs title, but maybe not. Let's see. The Man Who Trolled a School Board. Steve Rocco and Drug Forum.
Well, first of all, I'm surprised that you didn't get the biggest expert, which is the drug addict himself. And because in many cases they become drug counselors, and they're the ones who really know what's going on. But besides all that, I listened intently. And for those of you who show up to these meetings, usually not usually, but sometimes my investigator comes and he gives a talk. And he couldn't come because he's on a case, but he did send his message. And it's short, but he said, I cannot be here tonight. I'm working on a case. I do investigations for myself, Mr. Rocco, and others. However, at one time, I unknowingly did investigations for possibly the biggest drug cartel in the United States. I have spoken before at the meetings and have been censored. I am against any drug testing for, with, or by the Orange Unified School District bureaucracy. Don't trust them or their allies.
I'm sure it's very elaborate trolling. But yeah, I don't really want to watch the whole saga. I'm sure it's good. Thanks for give sub fans and the resub Boston and Prime Carson. Yeah, that'll do it, Puri. Thanks for the resub Lo Siento. And the resub Lightning Angel. Well, it's 28 minutes. I don't really want to watch the whole thing on Steve Rocco. Did she scoots? Not surprising. Thanks for the bit, Scar. Watch a documentary about a megalodon or a titanoboa. I don't know about that, man. I think I'll have to pass. I used to love megalodons when I was a kid, though. Megalodons and Komodo dragons. Rocco's Basilisk. The most terrifying thought experiment. Alright.
What I'm about to tell you is considered by some very serious thinkers to be an information hazard. Information that just by knowing it is potentially harmful to yourself and to others.
Really?
Make no mistake,
wow, this is
I am
powerful.
making an ethical decision just telling you about this idea. I feel okay doing so because I don't take the risk seriously. However, the disclaimer is there. If you wish to continue, keep watching.
This might be too much for me.
Something wants to see you.
I'll start moving things with my
Now
mind
entering
and shit.
The facility.
We begin with something of an internet legend. You see, a
Thanks,
few
resub,
years
Odin.
ago, on the rationality and philosophy blog Less Wrong, a user named Rocco, or Rocco, I'm gonna call it Rocco because that's just sounding cooler to me, posted a thought experiment. Upon dissemination of this thought experiment to the rest of the website, the founder of the website, Eliezer Yudkowsky, called the post stupid. He then called Rocco
rough.
an idiot,
Oh.
deleted the post, scrubbed it from the website,
Slapped.
and prevented any further conversation about this thought experiment. Rocco had come up with a thought experiment in the form of a basilisk, named after the mythical beast who could apparently kill some intrepid hero with its gaze
If
alone.
you say so, Philly.
And Yudkowsky deleted the post because of its potential to gaze at a user on the website, metaphorically speaking, and do harm to them. He decided to slay, not a scaly beast, but an idea. And some users of the
This
Less
is
Wrong
so
website
hyped.
did report great mental distress and even nightmares after considering this thought experiment.
Fucking losers,
Again,
pussies.
I'm deciding to tell you about it.
If Thor
because
can handle
do
it, I
not
can
take
handle it.
seriously, and I don't think you will either. But if you do not handle existential dread to the nth degree very well, I suggest you take the hyperrail back out of the facility. The thought experiment that is Rocco's Basilisk starts like this. Suppose that in the future we are able to create a hyper-intelligent AI,
Okay.
something straight out of the singularity. We then ask that AI, as we might, to help us optimize all aspects of human civilization.
This is too
But
much.
then, for
Forbidden
reasons
jutsu.
unknowable to beings like us compared to its intelligence, it decides that the first step towards optimization starts with inflicting eternal torment on every single human being that didn't want it to come to fruition or didn't help it come into existence in the first place. After all,
How helpful.
how can you optimize without the optimizer? How would the Basilisk know that you did or didn't help it come to pass? Well, as we learned in a previous episode of this program, a sufficiently advanced artificial intelligence could literally simulate all of human history, every single human ever, faster than that. So this Basilisk might be
What?
able to meaningfully recreate you, every single thought you ever had or will have, and then be confident in its prediction of what you did or didn't do in the past to judge you in the future.
But that's
Here is where the Basilisk really
That's only a
rears its
theory.
head.
That's not a
If
given.
its creation and its revenge are a real possibility in the future, shouldn't you, all of you, right now, start advocating for its creation or help build it yourself to escape eternal torment and anguish? Well, the good news is that if you've never had this thought, the dilemma never presents itself to you and you can escape it. The bad news is that because of me...
Oh, no,
now,
he was saying in a previous
can't
video,
escape.
he said that it will
The
do that.
Basilisk
I
has
didn't know it was
seen
part of the experiment.
Now what are you going to do? Information hazards, as defined by philosopher Nick Bostrom, the guy who came up with simulation theory, broadly fall into two main categories. The first is information that's potentially hazardous to others. The second is information that's potentially hazardous to yourself just by knowing it. The first category is pretty easy to think of. If someone were to give someone else the information on how to build a nuclear bomb in their basement, that would probably be catastrophic for a large number of other people. The second category is a little harder to think of, but I'm sure you've had experience with it. Take a health risk. If you had your DNA sequenced by some service, for example, maybe it told you that you had an elevated risk of cancer and you didn't really want to know that, and now you're stressing out about it. Or more theoretically, think of some omnipotent being coming to you in the middle of the night and telling you the exact day and way that you are going to die. I'm guessing having that information would change your entire life and be very stressful. Or think about, I don't know, some guy on the internet with a man bun putting you in the sights of a malevolent AI who's going to torture you forever just by thinking about it once. That sounds like it could be stressful too, I guess. Roko's basilisk is even more sinister than it seems at first glance, and we can demonstrate that with another thought experiment. Follow me here, called Newcomb's paradox. So say I come to you with two boxes labeled A and B. Box A is transparent, and inside you can see $1,000.
Whoa.
10 Benji boys, a stack, as the kids say. What's in box B is not apparent to you because box B is not transparent.
Give me B.
It is opaque, and I tell you what's inside depends on you. You see, I'm an amazing predictor, and I have the ability to tell the future. And if I predicted you will choose box B, there's $1 million in box B for you. Oh, 10,000 Benji boys, mucho scalote, I think the kids say.
Give sub Aaron and the resub super unknown.
Box
Fuck
A
yeah, Aaron.
and B,
Thanks, man.
then box B is empty and you only get that one sick stack of paper, or cheddar, or whatever they're calling it these days. Now you can only choose box A and B or box B. So what do you do? What
Give me
should
B.
you do?
B.
Well, I don't expect an answer in the form of an essay from you because game theorists and philosophers have been debating this paradox for years, but what you choose ultimately depends on how good of a predictor you think I am, right? Well, enter the basilisk. Say that the basilisk presents you with a similar choice. It wants you to take box A and box B, though, together, because that, metaphorically speaking, is choosing to help it come into existence. It then tells you that if you only take box B, the other option, you will experience eternal torment. Like,
shit, I chose wrong.
Oh, I don't know.
Fuck.
It will
insert wires into your brain and
son of a bitch.
Signals that equate to living 1 billion lifetimes with every nerve in your body screaming in the absolute zenith.
No, Venture, please don't donate to suggest
something
things.
like that. Now,
just
if
normal
you
chat.
are convinced that the basilisk was a perfect predictor, which it could be, you would most likely take both boxes. You would do what it wants. Because Roko's basilisk knew that you would take both box A and box B when threatened, box B never had to actually contain any torment at all. You've now experienced future blackmail. If you think there's any real possibility that Roko's basilisk could slither its way into your possible future, then logically, if you don't want to incur its wrath, you should start bringing it into existence right now. And notice that you're now being controlled by a future entity that doesn't exist yet simply because you had a single thought about it.
Whoa.
You will have acted in its past the way it will have wanted you to in its future.
That's terrifying!
Yeah.
Let that break your brain for a second.
What are you doing?
I'm playing with a voice synthesizer.
Thanks to resub
Why?
Dingus King and the 3 JHV. Doing alright, man.
Hope I know what I'm doing. It's hard to imagine
too
that anyone
powerful.
would really think a basilisk could exist, a real creature that could kill you with a single gaze. That is, unless you're a believer in the ancient theory of extramission. This idea, developed by very smart people like Plato and Ptolemy, said that our eyes don't see stuff by interpreting electrical signals from photons hitting the backs of our eyes. No. We see stuff by sending out eye beams that go and touch stuff and then tell us what they touched. they didn't sound like that, but like actual I-beams. It's this idea that led to Sir Thomas Browne in the 1600s musing on how a basilisk might actually work. He said, "It is possible that the visible rays communicate the subtlest of the poison and to a beast of man and infecteth their brain, and then is communicated to the heart." He didn't sound like that either. Is the idea correct? No. Is it fun to talk about mythical beasts in weird accents? Yeah.
I apologize.
All right,
if you're
so did we win?
Freaking out right now, but the basilisk gets even worse.
Uh-oh.
Not only does thinking about it implicate you in its future wrath,
Shit.
Thinking about it makes it more likely to exist in the future in the first place. You see, the more people that think about this thought experiment, the more people might choose to start bringing it into existence.
just don't bother with full screen.
And now it's more likely to exist in the future. Even if it was never going to exist, thinking about it right now, as we're doing, increases the chances that it will. This is why this is often deemed the most terrifying thought experiment, a kind of idea virus.
What?
And if you take this idea seriously, you can see why Yudkowsky and Les Wrong handled this info hazard in the way that they did. I do not take it seriously. I do not think we will ever reach this kind of singularity, much less create AI with these kind of capabilities or given an optimization protocol that's similar to this one. And if we all just agree right now that we're not going to bring it into existence, then nothing will happen. Besides, I've already built one of my own. The basilisk has its eyes on you now.
That's cute.
What are you gonna do? Until next time.
That's pretty cute. I like that
Thank
conclusion.
you so much to the very nerdy staff at the facility. How are you all doing? You're not.
Well, that was overhyped. Was this like a big deal or something recently? Warning info hazard. Jesus Christ. It's not really like that scary of a thought experiment, right? I don't really see it. I don't see why it's like scary or like why some people were so afraid of it. It seems really overhyped. It gets really deep. It seems like it's not that deep, right? He kind of laid most of it out. I can't imagine it going too much deeper. I think him doing the Newcombs thing was a good way of really summarizing the scale of it. Thanks to resub Captain Crunch and the bits, Philly. More Banzuke? Sure. Who's Nakama?
Welcome back to Unbeatable Banzuke. So far, the Nakama Challenge has divided and conquered every team that stepped onto the course. But more teams have come together in hopes of being the first to make it to the finish. The next duo is husband and wife team Tsutomu and Kayo Abe. Tsutomu has more athletic experience. Can his wife keep up?
Yeah, she can. Let's go! Ah, wow, it's loud. Holy fuck, that's loud. This doesn't seem hard.
身長差17センチ、体重差35キロ。さあこれ4万のいた。勝負か。
Next, Mikio Kushida and Tatsumi Takahashi work together at the Hachioji City Hall. Can these colleagues be the first to earn a spot on the Banzuke?
I've already seen it though, Cowboy.
続いてクランクする先輩の高橋が逆走ベルトコンベアに挑むが、おっとちょっと気負っているか、後輩の方が気を使っているような感じになっているが、さあベルトコンベアこれをクリアしました。
Nice.
続いてがバランスが難しい横入れ橋、先輩後輩の息が合うか見どころ。
Oh shit. Good move.
さあ回転ポール慎重に滑り込んでいった。くるくる回る、気をつけなければいけない。
Oh boy.
どうした、引きずられて後輩も落ちた。
Takahashi lost his balance on
Where are his
the rolling
pants?
poles, and
They're
when he
just
fell,
flesh
he
colored, I
should have
think. I
pulled
don't know.
but followed.
Maybe I'm wrong. Oh no, those aren't flesh colored pants at all.
The final team today is Hisami Obata and Susumu Tanaka. These carpenters have worked together many times before. Can they build on that trust in Nakama?
All right, let's go. As he gets some trips.
逆走のベルトコンベアものともせず息もぴったり、これはすごいぞ。
Makes the prime Sino.
バランスが試されますが、先輩が制して1、2、
Very good. They're in sync.
先輩が常にリードしていきます。大原久美がリードしていく。さあ一滑りでいったが、おっとどうだ。
No.
これはセーフか。
Whoa.
ついていない。大丈夫か。さあ後輩引っ張り上げろ、引っ張り上げろ。
Wow.
行きました。セーフです。さあ続いてこの3連跳び、これも難しいぞ。1本2本3本いった。おー、ブラブラブラブラブラ。
Holy shit, these guys are good.
先輩後輩の息がぴったり。さあ来ました。湾曲の山。いった高さ 3.5 メートル。行きました。さすがだ。
Wow, they're fucking crushing it.
ここはさあ。
But they only have 6 seconds. If they had more time, they would have finished it.
The Nakama event requires collaboration of the
Shame.
highest degree, and today, no one was able to succeed. Some teams were clearly outmatched by the obstacles, while others found a rhythm only to be
That was such a cool show. Alright, I'm gonna call it a night though. Thanks for the prime step, bro. Thanks everyone for tuning in. To everyone who donated, big thank you. New subs, welcome aboard. Sub means a lot. Thanks for subbing. Appreciate the generosity, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening. I'll throw you to Kid Emotions. I don't remember the last time I tossed you to him, so thanks again everyone and have a great night. See ya.